So the fiat currencies that we use, they are designed and printed by the government. If you are in South Africa, you are using rands. They were printed by the government. If you are in Zambia, you are using kwacha. They were printed by the government. If you are in Nigeria, you are using naira. It was printed by the government. If you have ever used the US dollar, wherever you are, it was designed and printed by United States of America. So fiat currencies, they are printed. That's how they come into existence. As for Bitcoin, Bitcoin comes into existence through a process called mining. That's why you hear us and other people talking about Bitcoin mining. It's a process of issuing new Bitcoins into existence. So paper money is printed, Bitcoin is mined. But before I explain the process of mining, the significant difference between these two, how they come into circulation, fiat currencies and Bitcoin. Fiat currencies, you can print as much as you desire. Governments can keep on printing trillions of fiat currencies. They can keep on printing naira, they can keep on printing US dollars, they can keep on printing rands or kwacha. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it has got a limited supply. These are settings that are already embedded in the blockchain, in the system, in the network. So Bitcoin has got a total supply of 21 million Bitcoins. Once we mine up to 21 million Bitcoins or up to the last Bitcoin, you cannot keep on mining further than that. That is the difference between the two. Now, back in the day when Bitcoin was still a very new technology, people used to mine Bitcoins as a hobby. Anyone with a computer at home, they would just plug, as long as they are techie, they would just plug to the Bitcoin blockchain or Bitcoin network, and then they start mining Bitcoins as a hobby, because there was no much value to Bitcoin, and not many people knew where this technology was going. Very few people knew that Bitcoin would grow from a value of less than a lollipop all the way to more than $100,000. So people were just mining Bitcoin as a hobby. It was not even expensive, and there was no competition. But right now, it's a whole different ballgame, because Bitcoin mining now, it became a very expensive industry to venture into. Right now, there are still people who can actually set up. In fact, there are people who are still mining Bitcoins at home. For you to do that, maybe it will cost you somewhere around $2,500, maybe to $17,000, depending with the type of machine that you are using. But then after acquiring the machines and doing the setup, there is another huge fee that comes from electricity, depending with the country that you stay and how expensive electricity is in your country. This is the reason why you realize that Bitcoin mining is normally done by big companies as compared to individuals, though there are still individuals who are mining Bitcoins as a solo miner, mining them at home. Now, what's happening when Bitcoins are being mined? So, remember I told you, back then people, they were just doing it as a hobby to mine Bitcoins, right? Now, there are super advanced computers which are now being designed specifically for Bitcoin mining, which means the competition is now very high as compared to someone who is just using a basic computer at home. Now, people are investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into millions of dollars setting up mining farms, okay, specifically to focus on mining Bitcoins. So if you are mining with your computer or with a small machine at home, you are competing with very big institutions who have invested millions of dollars in setting up Bitcoin mining facilities. If you just go on Facebook and then you type Bitcoin mining farms or Bitcoin mining facilities, you will see so many Bitcoin mining farms, videos of them on YouTube. Now, what's happening when Bitcoin mining is actually happening? So, these super advanced computers which are connected to the Bitcoin blockchain or to the Bitcoin network, they are securing the network so that people cannot hack into the network. People cannot double spend their bitcoins. People cannot alter any information. Because from all the financial institutions on earth, Bitcoin is the best when it comes to accuracy when recording transactions that are happening. Okay? Now, if I send Bitcoins to Tonderai, that transaction to take place successfully and the information is recorded accurately, cryptographically, there is need for these super advanced machines to pick up that transaction, verify it, confirm it, and it gets settled. Once the transaction is confirmed, the computer that picked up that transaction and verified the transaction and settled that transaction, that computer is rewarded fractions of bitcoins for solving that mathematical problem. It's part of mining, right? So the information of that transaction, the copy of information of that transaction is sent out to millions of computers around the world that are plugged to the Bitcoin network. So it means every machine, it has got a copy of the same information, okay? Which means you cannot hack, you cannot double spend, you cannot alter any information. There is nothing that you can do. You can create a fake US dollar, but you cannot create a fake Bitcoin. You can create a fake US dollar transaction, but you cannot fake a Bitcoin transaction. Why? Because of these super advanced machines that are connected to the network to secure the network. In order for you to hack, to alter information, or to tamper with anything, you are supposed to own at least 50% of the mining power of the hash rate. Let's just say in simple terms, 50% of all the millions of computers plugged to the system, which is very, very impossible. People, they've tried it for the past 16 years and they failed. Now, so the computer that picks up the transaction, it gets paid for that. Simultaneously, new bitcoins are created. Remember, we said fiat currency is printed, bitcoins are mined. New bitcoins are created simultaneously as people are verifying transactions. Okay? Now, for the past 16 years, every 4 years, the system was designed to reduce the number of bitcoins that come into circulation once after every 4 years. Okay? So if 50 bitcoins were coming out every 10 minutes in 2009, after 4 years there were now 25 bitcoins after every 10 minutes. After 4 years there were now 12 point something bitcoins every 10 minutes. The number kept on decreasing. Right now, 3.125, if I'm not mistaken, bitcoins are produced every 10 minutes, which means 450 bitcoins are being produced every single day. Now, multiply 450 bitcoins times 112,000. Those are the millions of dollars that people are sharing among Bitcoin miners. Once these bitcoins are mined, they are now, some people, they keep the bitcoins to themselves, some they send the bitcoins to exchanges. Now you are buying from Binance, from KuCoin, from this and that, but they are coming from mining. Now, all these mining farms or mining facilities or Bitcoin miners around the world, they are fighting for the same 450 bitcoins that are being mined every single day. So the more hash rate, or in simple terms, the more mining power that we have, or in simpler terms, the more mining machines that we have, the higher the chance of you acquiring more satoshis or more bitcoins. So a company that owns 600,000 machines, you cannot compete with that company when you own 1 machine or 10 machines. So the more machines, the more mining power or the more hash rate that you have. Okay, so Bitcoin mining is not a scam. This is actually happening every single day. People are sharing millions of dollars worth of bitcoins every single day because 450 bitcoins are being produced every single day. So it's either you can buy these machines if you've got an IT background, you can set up, service your machines, maintain your machines, and you can mine bitcoins at home as long as you can afford to do that setup in your own country at home. Now, many Bitcoin mining facilities, they are mining Bitcoins for themselves, and they are also mining for institutions. But there are companies like iMine. It opened an opportunity for ordinary people like me who cannot afford to own a Bitcoin mining facility to still participate in mining Bitcoins, but through them. Okay? So, what do? You create your iMine account, you select a mining contract, you purchase. They start from $250 all the way up to $105,000. You purchase a mining contract that you feel comfortable with or that you afford. Now, after buying that mining contract, after 2 days, your mining starts. It means every single day, as a miner, the money is mining for you, the contract that you have purchased. Okay? It's not an investment. You are renting mining power. You are renting my hash rate from the company or through the company. So you are receiving Bitcoins every single day, fractions of Bitcoins for a period of 1,400 days. That's 3 years, 8 months of mining. And already the company has been mining for slightly more than 3 years. They are celebrating 4 years next year in Dubai. That's basically how you get involved in mining. It's not complicated. People, they just think Bitcoin mining is a scam because they don't understand how it works. You get the point? Now, we still have more than 100 years of mining Bitcoins in front of us, because the halving will keep on happening. Right now, we are mining 450 Bitcoins per day. We are going to reduce from 450 to half, 225 per day. And then after 4 years again, we go down. After 4 years again, we go down. We keep on going down until the last Bitcoin is mined. So we've got more than 100 years of mining Bitcoins in front of us. So if the Lord Jesus delays to come, and maybe many of us would be gone by then, and people, they will still continue to participate in Bitcoin mining. That's basically what Bitcoin mining is. To those who have been asking me, what is Bitcoin mining? What is Bitcoin mining? This is Bitcoin mining, and this is how you can participate in Bitcoin mining. I believe, from the information that I'm seeing every single day coming from every direction, I believe Bitcoin is going to 1 million. I believe few years from now, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, maybe Bitcoin will be $5 million. And it's predicted that it will go to $10 million and beyond, because they are predicting that one day Bitcoin may become a global reserve currency. Right now, gold is sitting at around $25 trillion as a market cap. Bitcoin is around 2 something trillion dollars. Once Bitcoin goes to 1.2 million, thereabout, it's going to flip the gold market cap. And from there, they are saying Bitcoin is going to 10x the gold market cap, which means Bitcoin will go to $10 million. Now, my question to you is, how much are you going to be worth when Bitcoin goes to $1 million or $5 million or $10 million? Or how much are you going to be worth in Bitcoin when it gets there? Whether you're going to choose to buy Bitcoins, or you're going to choose to mine, or you're going to choose to do both, you're buying and mining, I don't know what you're going to do. But my advice is, don't miss out on Bitcoin when you knew about it, when you could afford to get more for less in 2025. Cheers.